So Colorado property taxes are going to be a hot mess this year. Like, there's going to be a lot of people that are pissed about it and no one's talking about it. And I don't have a crystal ball, but kind of see this one coming down the road here in about 2 months and no one's talking about it. So the issue is there's a couple different issues, combination of factors here. And I'm very passionate about this. Sorry. So I'm going to talk with my hands a lot. Y'all know me by now. But with Colorado property taxes, unless there are some legislative changes in the immediate future, like before May 1st, it's going to be a hot mess because our Colorado property taxes are done in arrears, and on odd years, the tax assessor every other year has to do a new valuation for their home. For every home, your previous valuation goes in the garbage and they start over, okay? So when they do that, they are required to use a market value process to value your home. They can't say, oh, here's what it costs to build it, or here's what it costs to rebuild it, or anything. They have to look at sold market comparables for residential properties. It's residential only. I'm not talking commercial, okay? They can use some other assessment methods there. But for residential, they can only assess the property value based on sold market comparables in a preset time period. That is our major cause of issue at the moment. So that preset market period for this assessment cycle, they have to look at sold comps from July 1st of 2020 to June 30th of 2022. So I'm going to link to my market update up above and down below that I've done recently, where you can see historical market appreciation. And I talk about the market appreciation in the last few years and how it's been batshit crazy. It's been nuts. It's gone through the roof. So our median price point for the Denver metro area, and I'm looking at the 7-county metro, median price point increase in that preset time period was 33.8%. Our median home price went up 33.8% from July of 2020 to the end of June of 2022. Okay? So you want a ballpark number of what's going to happen to your property taxes. That's a pretty good indicator. If you're in an area where the market values went up really, really high and you're like, man, house prices almost doubled in the last 3 years, guess what? You now get to pay taxes on that difference. Everybody loves when the market goes up when they own a home until they get their property tax valuation. They never think about it before then. It's like, yeah, guys, your house is worth more. You now get to pay more in taxes. Now, what we've had in the past to offset that has been the Gallagher Amendment. Okay, the Gallagher Amendment said that, okay, residential property tax income is going to be 45%, commercial or non-residential property tax income is going to be 55%. And so if the property values go up in residential but not in commercial, we're going to adjust the assessment percentage, the percentage that we're actually taxing, to make sure that we're not getting all of our money for the state or local government or county government from just one type of property. Well, everyone voted to repeal that in 2020. And there were pros to it and cons to it and lots of other things. But given that, now the state legislature gets to set what our assessment percentage is. It is not based on some sort of balance or market change or adjustment. So our assessment percentage this year, I believe it's at 6.765. Maybe I got a number backwards, but somewhere in the high sixes. Okay. With the Gallagher Amendment, we would have been down in the threes. So yes, your property value would have gone up for the tax assessor, but the amount they're taxing would have gone down. Like the actual tax you would have had to pay would have gone down. Not overall would have gone down, but it would have adjusted accordingly. We don't have that this year. So it's the first year that we have a combination of no Gallagher Amendment and massive rapid appreciation and no 2020 crazy March 2020 was in the previous assessment cycle to balance out kind of what was going on in the market. So it's going to be ugly. It's really, really, really going to be ugly. So there are a couple of legislative bills out there. One of them is trying to kick the can down the road of like, hey guys, this is going to be a shit show. We got to do something about it, but we can't do it right this second. We don't really know how to fix it. So let's at least kind of like skip this assessment cycle. So reach out to your local representative. I believe that's House Bill 1054. Reach out to your local representative if you have an opinion on that, please. That's how you make change, is to voice your opinion and get involved and vote, right? There's also Senate Bill 238 that's structured a little bit differently. Neither one of them are going to save you a bunch of money, short of just kicking the can down the road and not changing tax valuations this cycle. So, but that's not a long-term solution either. Anyway, reach out to your senator or your local representative to make sure that you voice your opinion on that. My big beef with all of this is, yes, everyone flips out when their property tax valuation goes through the roof and they get the new tax bill, right? Because everyone's like, oh my gosh, I could never, like, that's a crazy increase. But what's really going to make it sting more is what's happened since June of 2022, or the end of June. So essentially from July of last fall or last summer to now. Because the media loves to sell doom and gloom and fear and scare and shock and oh my God, the sky is falling, right? And everyone pays attention to the sky is falling because everyone is scared of loss more than potential gain. Well, since July, from July of last year up until about December, January of this year, our market has been really slow. Really slow. So we lowered and we came back up. So we're back to about January, February prices of last year. So we're kind of flat over the last 12 months, the year over year. But in April, what's going to happen? We have these super high precedent values of last April, March, April, and then our year over year numbers, because we went down so much and we're coming back up, but we're not up to last March or April. Our high price points for the year were about April, May last year because of your March and April shoppers right as the rates went up. And then a lot of people dropped off and they kind of leveled off. So, but we have this crazy high price point set last spring. And then now this spring, we're catching back up, but we're not there. And what the media is going to say is, oh my God, prices are down 15% year over year or 10% year over year, wherever they shake out in the next month or so. And they're going to compare to year over year, and they're not going to tell you what areas you're looking at, or they're going to look at some 11 county metro that pulls in Boulder and the mountains and resort communities and all this stuff, right? They're going to pull in data that's not representative of you and your home and your area. They're not going to tell you that because nobody asked those questions. And they're going to say that the market has dropped 15% since this time last year, or something nuts. At the exact same time, you're going to get this tax bill that says it's gone up 30% or more. And everyone's going to flip their shit. Like, excuse my French. But I'm really passionate about it, and I'm really worried about it because I see it coming a mile away, guys. Like, and unless you get involved and talk to your legislators, there's not a whole lot you can do about it. Everyone's going to be filing appeals, right? Appeals left and right. I'll link to an old video up above and down below on appeals process and the information they're looking for when you do an appeal, okay? I'm not going to go into detail here on that. I think they've adjusted the deadlines. They gave you like an extra week depending on the county. However, the question you need to ask when you go to file an appeal is, could I sell my house for that value on June 30th, 2022 of last year? Because if the answer is yes, you don't need to file an appeal because the county can't do anything about it. Like, they can't. What you need to file an appeal for is if they don't know something about your house. Maybe you're in a 1970s neighborhood and every house that's sold has been completely updated and yours hasn't been touched in the last 30 years. Okay, that means your house is an anomaly and there's probably an adjustment in their assessed value. And they don't have that information because when they do their new assessment, they throw out the old stuff and start over. That's how they have to do it. So anyway, I just want to let you know this stuff's coming. Get involved if you want to do something about it. Know how you vote because that changes kind of the situation and the impact of Gallagher Amendment and how our structure is done there for the state income now. But guys, it's going to be ugly. I'm happy to help my Denver clients however I can. So if you have questions about this, let me know. If you didn't know this was coming and you're like, holy crap, I never thought about that, hit the like button. This will help other people find it so everybody's kind of aware of what's going to happen. So whatever the property tax portion is of your monthly payment is going to go up by that for your escrow accounts to make sure that the lender has the money in there to pay the new tax bills. And that's going to change in next January. Like, they're going to, whenever your escrow statement cycle's over, they're going to consider the new property tax valuation, and those bills are going to have to get paid in 2024. So you got a little bit of time to stash the money away for this. Sorry, I'm hitting the mic. But it's coming. So just a heads up, if you have questions about the appeal process, I'll help how I can there, and check out that video I mentioned up above and down below. But yeah, it's coming, and the media is going to tell you you can't sell your house because the market is terrible, because they love telling you the market's terrible, because they love freaking people out, because that gets their attention, and then they can sell ads. And then the tax assessor is going to say your property value is through the roof because they're like, our hands are tied. We have to use this assessment period. We can't look at sold things that sold in November, December that show a lower value. And it's going to be these conflicting stories, and you're going to lose your crap because what you're paying is the new bill. So anyway, just a heads up. I'm worried about it. I'm letting my clients know about it. Let me know what I can do to help. Thanks so much for the information. If you need a good realtor and you're like, screw this, I'm leaving, I'm out. happy to help you sell your place. So feel free to reach out to me. If you're looking to buy and you want to know what your options are, how you can structure, maybe how you can offset some of those payment increases, what the options are for rate buy downs or things and strategy on time of year to buy, so maybe you don't get hit as hard on the price, let me know. I love strategizing with my clients. Feel free to reach out to me down below. If you need me in another area or a realtor in a different market, I have a great network of clients, of realtors. I have an amazing network of realtors. I think I'm up to like 275 now. I'm really picky on the agents that I refer to. So I have a form down below. That way I can match make you and you can interview some agents in your area. But yeah, thanks so much for the time. Best of luck and Godspeed.